Hello everyone and welcome back to City Skylines, the 1 hour a day build with me, your host and insane mayor Zerberus in the town of Lifström. Yesterday we put in a university and that already got up to level 2, so that's going to be the first thing we take a look at. But first I'll just grab a sip of whiskey and yeah, let's get to it. So, first things first, let it run. And now, what kind of interesting new horrors do we have for them? We have more dormitories. I think that's something we're definitely going to want to put in if we can over here. Like at least 1 or 2. In fact, we will move this road out a bit to facilitate exactly that. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. I think that's also a good spot for another one. We'll line the area between them with... we don't actually have to go there. We have paths here. You get down and out of the way. Let's get that out of the way before it even just starts to cause problems. Just barely fits in there, but it works. So we can just move this over here so it doesn't look quite as wonky in between there. Same here. And we'll line them with some more trees on the inside. We actually don't want to line that up like that. So I think that looks like a nice dormitory area. Add some more trees. In fact, we'll use the picker tool. That'll give us exactly the trees we want. So we need prop anarchy. We don't need road anarchy anymore. No, that worked just fine. So, just dropping in more trees. We don't want to completely obscure the path, but we actually don't want these like courtyards in the back. We don't need to see those. So, that should sort that. Now let's go back and add some more like little things that might still be useful. Groundskeeping we already have. Study hall we already have. So how about an outdoor study? That's obviously not going to fit there. But that would be something we might want to put like over here, for example. A gymnasium. That will almost fit there. We'll also keep that here. Close to the dormitories. Yeah, cafeteria will fit wonderfully over here. And we'll put that fountain just right out here. So go back to our wonderful colleagues, the trees. Well, first we will add some paths from that just over to like the other side and things. Ding, where were they? Where were they? University. Oh, we're gonna need anarchy for this, that's what's going on. There is a path already going down there already, so that's excellent. In fact, we'll already just take this and create a path that goes over here. Just expecting that we'll eventually need it. And in fact, while we're at it, we'll connect these two. So something's going to go in here. We may move this over a little bit, but this is basically the idea right now. In fact, there are still things that we need to put in, aren't there? Oh, we have the School of Law already? Well, that would be like the ideal thing to toss in here first. Just put that right there, because that just fits perfectly in the middle. So now where were those paths again? Right here. So I'll move this down here. Huh. That looks nice. Get back to our trees. So, got that. We won't go for the whole path in there. We really wanted to be cruel, we could turn all this into a... No, we can't actually turn it into a park, that's right, because it's a university. But, like, turn all of these walking paths into a park as well, so that all the university students are paying out the nose to walk to class. That would be a kind of hilarious idea. Oh, we will put a path in here, though. So that's not an and thing, that's an either or thing. Am I getting this right? No, now we've got it. Just have to re-add some trees back here. Yeah, that works. Yeah, this university is starting to look nice. Since this is basically useless area anyway, we can actually use like some park assets in there. Obviously not a kiddie park, that's not quite what we're looking for. I think we'll just leave it the way it is right now. Okay, so any more buildings we can or need to add? We have a cafeteria. The gymnasium we put over here, if I remember correctly. The outdoor study, yeah, we added all of our new buildings as far as I can tell. As well as a little bit more dorm space. So let's take a quick look. Attractiveness is 455 out of the 450 we need. We also have the students we need, so we will... Yeah, exactly. Excellent. Definitely get 2 academic works this year. So yeah, we can now basically just let the university run. It is costing us money. That's primarily just because we're not, because we're spending so much for the academic works. We just want to make sure we get those pumped out as soon as we can, because as soon as we have 8, then we're basically practically guaranteed to get the top level. So now that we have gotten some of our university running again, I think we'll add this as our... Where do we want to put our next residential section? This is university, so this obviously doesn't... Oh, we can put... Yeah, we can put another nice big one in here, actually. And that'll also give us power for any industry that might still end up down here. I think I like that idea quite a bit. So what's the story on flooding and crazy shit? It does appear to be working more or less fine. This wave is what we're interested in. This is its last chance to get completely taken down, basically. And I think a not insignificant amount of it actually does. Yeah, we get this sort of this wave winds up coming through. That's shift U. That wave is, it's not nothing, but I don't think that's actually ever going to be enough to cause us a problem, because it should just like hit this and be done with it. Yeah. Okay. So now that we know we're safe, or at least think we're safe, probably a much more accurate way to to say that. Let's start adding in more residential, I think. Yeah. I think this will be our next residential zone. We went a little bit too far with that. Not that it's going to matter. So, highway connections and everything are actually pretty nice in here. This is going to be shared with the university. So I think we'll just throw a big roundabout in the middle and be done with it. Not really a fan of how formulaic that's starting to sound, but it is just kind of, I mean, look at it. Just splits it into 4 nice, big, equal chunks. Basically 4 districts each of their own, if we want to do it that way. And that's probably actually what we will do. We'll probably make this into 4 districts. I'll make sure all that's set up again. Oh, and these are going to actually just be almost practically straight, which is excellent. Here we want to come in a little bit later. Can we slightly unjank that? I think to do that we're also going to have to move this over a little bit so that we can get 2 curves. That looks okay. So it's coming at a minor angle. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, those are actually pretty huge residential districts. So we will definitely cut that into 4. touch up the exact lines when we're done. My God, this is really starting to become super massive. Yeah, and I think this will be commercial then also. So now first off we need some nice 4-lane residential roads to come off of here. Why am I not hearing the build sounds? Actually not hearing any of the game audio, I'm just noticing, except for the music. That's not a huge problem, but a little bit surprising now that I'm noticing it. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So this one will come out in this direction. In fact, we may want to go so far as to create could almost use like a sub roundabout in these. Yeah, so that's the plan. Actually, they need to look more like that. Oh, and we still have prop and tree anarchy on. That's of course bad, especially when building roads. But do not worry, we can quickly fix that by simply upgrading these roads. And since the other roads were already in there, they shouldn't be an issue. There, problem solved. Exactly, we want to do these as well, because these also weren't in there. Shouldn't actually be anything under them, but just to make sure. So, and now we'll grab 4 small roundabouts. Put one in the center of each of these, because each of these is actually going to need its own services for the most part. So we may as well go all out. And then we'll want the 6 lanes going out again. This may actually become a traffic nightmare now that I think about it. We'll see soon enough. Don't actually need anarchy on right now. Oh, but that already looks kind of nice. It's really annoying not being able to hear myself build. So definitely going to want to check into that before the next stream. Sorry, I just totally did not realize the game was going to do that. Maybe we even had sound at the very beginning and I just totally didn't notice that I turned it off somehow. If somebody knows how to turn it back on, please feel free to tell me. Don't keep us in suspense. Those connections may be something we need to rework eventually. Yeah, and those two actually cannot come down quite that at that angle, otherwise we're basically destroying the whole idea that we had up there. Because we would like to avoid T crossings if at all, X crossings if at all possible. They're just a general nightmare. And for the most part we have. I mean, it's just something I haven't been talking about. But that's just one of the reasons I generally do it, is just it makes your traffic much more manageable. And in real life, I think it also is shown to cause fewer accidents. I'm not sure. So, that is our new residential area. Actually, 4 new residential areas. These are a little bit smaller than I thought, but not massively so. So overall, it's still going to work just fine, the look that I had in mind. Oh, wait a sec, this one actually, yeah. That way, and then that way. And this side will actually just come off of here. So then we'll put this one up in there. There's no music now either anymore, is there? We do get ambient sound though still for some reason. But everything else is gone. They're like buttons for turn music off or something like that. And we maybe accidentally hit one of them. Select, 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 select. Advisor panel, create commercial, the D zone, select water. No, I don't see any. Very interesting. But we'll live for the next half hour without. Yeah, I mean it's not important pop-ups and things like that we were getting, but still kind of like would be nice to know. They're having no goods because they have no workers. At least that's going to be my big assumption now. I just kind of hope that putting that over there is going to allow for enough workers to actually move over here. Yeah, because our industry is actually tearing itself out. Oh, and the next academic year is almost over. So, we will continue our work here. And don't think I forgot the idea about Zerbistan from the end of the stream yesterday. That may be one of the coolest ideas I've ever had. Oh, sorry about that. There goes the chat. 1 second. And I'm back. Anything happened I want to know about? No, nothing happened. Everybody's alive. We may take some room out of this. In fact, we'll dedicate that for a park right off the bat. And there's our academic year report. Yeah, we are getting no audio notifications for some reason. But now we'll actually pause the game. Because I just want to look at the numbers here quick. We need 900 attractiveness, and we already have 7 out of 8 academic works. Wow. That went real fast. We already have 3,000 students. We're at 3,048 of 3,450. So now would be the time probably to start doing some other stuff up in there. But first we'll finish off, if nothing else, at least this residential clunk in here. And then we'll pull this one off from here. This one off from here. This is much, much larger than I originally planned it. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, it's just an unexpected thing. Or not necessarily than I originally planned it, but than I originally expected it would be. I think that would be a better way to say that. But that chunk is now set in. So now we want good old walking and bicycling paths. Obviously, if the game is going to take them automatically, then we'll just leave that as well. I mean, no reason to make it unnecessarily hard on ourselves. Just not used to the game actually doing this effortlessly. almost feels right. This is going surprisingly easy. I'm wondering what the game is what kind of a curveball the game is gonna throw my way as revenge for being so easy to work with right here. But we're almost done. At least with our walking paths. Or walking and bicycling paths, I should say. So yeah, now that's all pathed up. So good old utilities and services. And we'll just take a big hospital over in here. Garbage we're just gonna hope is being reasonably well served from somewhere else. I mean, this is all isn't that far away, so. Then we need mortuary services. What is that? Oh, that's right, because I downloaded, I wanted to try one of the old maps that I had running a long time ago. And yeah, it turns out I downloaded a whole lot of assets to find out the map is just the way it is, unfortunately, completely broken. It was like, oh, great, thanks. And I give him police there. Or fire there, and police there. That should be fine. Now they need education. Obviously nobody will ever be in need of a university again. So we'll just put an elementary on each of these. Put a high school in the middle. Because the university's right over here, so that's not something they should ever complain about. Yeah. That should sort that. We'll give them an organic and local produce specialization and put high density commercial around the outside. We'll give them a heavy traffic ban. Policies, not a heavy traffic ban, a high-rise ban. So, and now, to satisfy what bit of commercial demand we have, we'll already start with this. Because there was commercial demand before we started building this. There may not be commercial demand anymore, but we'll find out very soon. Well, actually, we can just look and we can see there is no commercial demand, but we still just zoned it all as commercial. Who cares? So, and what we also need to do, though, preferably sooner rather than later. Whoops, 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 whoops. We didn't want to go that far. Is, put in some actual parks, yeah. because we mentioned that already, we just didn't do it. And of course we want to unzone all of this because this is like a service-free area, so to speak. Nobody gets served in here right now. Oh, that's right, while we're at it, we can also add a post office just here right off that, right next to the mortuary. Do we want elder and childcare? I think we do. Oh yeah, one of these will actually cover the entire area anyway, so that's actually fine. We'll just put the elder care there and the child care right next to it as usual. Boom, problem solved. And for that reason, this will be a little park. Yeah, so that now becomes a 2-lane road from here. We undo the zoning. Yeah, we can actually take it as a 2-lane the whole distance. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Obviously, we're going to have traffic lights all over the place, so we're going to have to knock out, but that's something we can get to when we see it, or when we want to. This is already, it's already has water, that's good. So, and what we'll do, a large park with trees over there. Where's the large playground? Large playground in over here. Actually, we'll put that. Yeah. Put that in just here on the tip. So then we need a small park over here. A small park. What's that? That's the dog park. Yeah, that'll also work fine. So now we hook those up with paths. Oh, anarchy is on, that's why. So well, that's kind of pointless. And now we'll just add some trees in our standard 2 types. Not going too off the wall this time. Oh, because I was just using the exact same tree. That was kind of a mistake. Figured the other one was selected. Yeah, that looks kind of reasonable, I'd say. Knock out the zoning here. And here, and here. And here. And here. Also, once again, trees. Beechwood Heights? Wait a sec. Weren't beech trees like the insanely high ones that we initially used and quickly realized, oh my god, that's a bit too much? Weren't those beeches? So, a small beech. That's an idea, actually. We could take one of these huge beeches. Just like make that like the centerpiece of that park instead of the fountain. And I think we'll also put like one here in each corner. I mean, it is called Beechwood Heights, so it would kind of like any place has like earned having a few of these super massive beech trees, then it's probably them. They at least have the name for it. So, Beechwood Heights now has a reasonable park, a reasonable main park also, we should say, or something that looks like a reasonable main park, we should actually say. We're going to want to bolster that with like a few tea gardens. Oh, it's not actually zonable, that's why. And maybe like a doggy park or a tropical park or something like that. Yeah, tea gardens and tropical gardens, like right across the road from each other. Not right across the road, but spaced out evenly, that's what we'll do. Tropical garden for a little bit of rest and relaxation right across from the hospital. That's probably not a bad idea. And we'll just put one in here as well. I think that should sort them for parks as well. And now we can let this run. And watch them just come in like crazy. At least that's the hope. Of course, all of this is still public transportation free for the most part, so that's something we will want to keep an eye on. We also want to put a walking path in there. Yeah, we absolutely wanted to do that. Just didn't necessarily want these trees to be right on the path, because we of course still have prop and tree anarchy on. Yeah, I think this is going to build up nicely. Well, I've already started. Up to 132,000. So let's take another look at what we can add onto our university now. The futsal club we already had. An outdoor study we already had. Gymnasium we already had. Cafeteria we already had. And the fountain we already had. What we got is a new library. So where would that fit? That would actually make itself quite nice back here. A math club. That would fit in here actually quite nicely. Even without anarchy, excellent. And the commencement offices. These we're going to want to have like right across from the main administration building. Because that's where our commencement and graduation ceremonies are held. And we also got the academic statue. Yeah, so that's excellent. That's a perfect thing to put right next to that. In fact, we'll put one on either side. So we actually don't even have to do all that much for landscaping, because most of this area has already been landscaped. By landscaping, I really only mean trees right now. In fact, we can fill these up. For the most part, there's not going to be much more coming in here. And I think we're almost done. There. So, university's fine. A little bit of that commercial demand was actually then taken up from here. That's nice. They're primarily complaining about... They're not complaining at all. They are. It's not enough goods to sell. Zone more industrial areas to produce goods, yeah. Or get more people to actually work in the industry. I think that's the bigger issue right now. Everybody's getting too smart now. They want to work in commercial. Oh, wait a sec. That might be... We do have... Industry 4.0. I just don't know if we want to do that. I don't think we want to do that yet. Although, let's see what the story is on education. Yeah, so elementary, everybody's sorted for. High school, obviously not an issue. University, yeah, some people are hurting. Well, everybody's hurting for university, and that's actually... Yeah, that's right. In fact, that's basically what just needs to happen. These ultra-smart old people just need to start dying, and then the younger people will fill up the industry on their own volition. It sounds cruel, but yeah, unfortunately, that really is basically what needs to happen. And the campus is not attractive enough yet. Okay. So I think that means... It might be time for football. Because I don't think... Oh, we can also add the School of Medicine. That would also work. And I think, yeah, that'll just fit right in there. Just not even going to anarchy it, I'm just going to leave it. We're just going to go half and half back here, give it like an interesting little pattern, and be done with it. It's kind of interesting that the School of Medicine seems to count as 3 buildings. So, what's the story on attractiveness? Is that now up? Oh, come on, guys. We just built a School of Medicine. Doesn't that count for anything? Apparently not. Well, then we need something more. We don't need a huge amount, though, so we may just add like another academic statue in here. Just because it happens to fit. And that'll finish off that area. Maybe add a second math club or something like that. Or a futsal club. Or a fountain. No, there's not enough room for a fountain back here. We could do it on the other road, side of the road maybe, but... Outdoor study we don't have room for. But again, like maybe like another futsal club. We'll just put that in there. So what's the attractiveness like now? Are we high enough? 1005 out of 900. So when this year goes by, we should easily once again get our next level. This university's actually turned out pretty nicely. It's compact but effective. I kind of like this design. Still nice and green without being too overbearing. Yeah, this works out nicely. We're back to earning money again, even, it appears. Maybe not long term, but for the most part, we're getting flooding. Why are we getting flooding, and where are we getting flooding? Getting flooding in here? I can only assume from... Yeah, we're actually still getting some minor map start flooding issues. So we once again have something we need to take a quick look at later. In fact, we'll take a look at that right now. Click, 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 click. Just select everything in that area. And if anything's a little bit like too high or anything afterwards, we can always pull that back down. But basically we're gonna mass terraform now using the Move It mod. That's a little bit too far. Now everything should be fine. That should now easily be high enough to push back the next time a surge like that comes. Maybe not completely, but for the most part. Because as we can see, it's already starting to drain off. Might still want to do just a little more. And now that should be a total non-issue. Of course, some of them are going to get knocked out as a result of the flooding, but we'll all go back in soon. This can actually still come down a little bit. So the only things we want are that, and that. We'll just pull them down to a more reasonable level. Look at all these people just pouring through here. Nuts. We may actually make this into a residential area. That's the other possibility. They seem to be doing, for the most part, fine. Light flooding, but nothing major. University seems to have gotten through without completely unscathed. But yeah, this area, interestingly enough, has... Oh, yeah, I see what the problem is. The terraforming actually, or the Move It mod actually basically terraformed the whole area, which... Oops. So we're just gonna soften the terrain in where everything's zoned so that they can start building some stuff in here again. I'm not entirely sure why that happened. That wasn't an effect we had the last times we've done it things this way, but I may have forgotten a check mark or something. That may be a problem. Now that I look at it. We shall see. It is all still zoned, right? No, it's not. Why is it not zoned? Well, you know what? Then what we'll do, we'll actually see if this doesn't work as a residential area. No, it won't. It can't work as a residential area because it has a waste plant transfer plant in there. So, yeah, bad idea. Good thing we caught it right off the bat. No, we'll do exactly what we did last time, what we did before. The inside will be a juicy high density core, and the outside will be a chewy low density covering. So we get the best of both worlds. So now that this area has gotten completely screwed and gets to restart, how are things going over here? That appears to all be working just fine. It totally bothers me that we don't have sound. That's super annoying. But by the way, our university is now also earning money despite us spending $20,000 a year for academic staff. Simply because we have so many people in there and tuition is so high. So yeah, we're doing just fine. Where can we see what our tuition is anyway? There, I think we can see those. Ah, exactly. Now $10 per student. And we are now, again, a recognized university. And since we now have no demand, we'll really just kind of wait and see how nuts they go in the next, what, 21 weeks? Because these numbers are actually coming down, which is good. At least I think they're coming down. That may, however, just be a result of us having deleted the businesses. So, yeah, business that doesn't exist obviously doesn't really have much of a need for workers. I get the logic there, totally. So yeah, I will let this run quick. Grab myself a quick smoke. Because what we're really waiting for right now is just basically the end of the year. So that we can upgrade this a little bit more. I'm thinking we're going to have a total capacity of like maybe 10,000 or so, or something like that. Probably less. Enough to earn us money, but not necessarily enough to give everybody a university level education. That said, considering that we already have a huge amount of eligible people, considering that we still want to grow to at least 3 times this size, closer to 4 actually. Yeah, this may all still be way too small. We'll take a quick look on that. But we have 1,005 attractiveness. That's also enough for this level at least. Next level we get more buildings, of course. We can raise our attractiveness a little bit. And then I think pretty soon we'll also think about how to start connecting at least what we have to a larger public transport network than just isolated rail lines and one metro line. Because while those certainly help, yeah, we could definitely get our traffic down much further than, however not so horrible it is. Let's actually check on how not so horrible it is. 82%, those are numbers of where you could basically say, yeah, that's actually okay. That said, we do still have some hotspots that we're eventually going to take a look. What happened here? Obviously that has no effect on the traffic, but still just looked a bit weird. So yeah, again, while we do still have some hotspots, it's nothing that's completely killing us. But of course, long term, we're definitely also probably going to want to see if we can't get rid of that. That said, when we start going supersize over in here, which is basically going to happen as soon as we fill up this side and start filling up in there, yeah, that's probably not even going to be much of a concern. Because then all the traffic is probably going to want to go into our main city, so to speak, or into the core. Or at least most of it. The whole, yeah, downtown's much better kind of thing. But yeah, we do definitely still have a lot of work to do. But then again, I mean, come on, we've been building this for, what, 35 hours? Let's say with overrun probably like 40. We've got 136,000 people. We're really only just working on like the last have this much zoned area unlocks. We're putting up any industry and any university we want within 1 or 2 hours, basically. So yeah, the city is definitely working, so to speak. I think if we go in and continue to just go in a little bit more detailed right from the get-go and just immediately start planning to like spend 2 issues building things, 2 episodes building things, then I think we're really going to end up with quite a beautiful city when we're done. just because everything else has like a final separating line. Yeah, this, again, I really like the way this university's starting to look. And we haven't even started with varsity sports yet. As soon as we start with those, things are probably just going to go really nuts also as far as traffic goes. And that's also, again, why this area is also declared as university already. We may only end up going to like here or so and have this maybe be residential or commercial. We'll have to see just how nuts this goes. It's just not... Oh, I was about to say it's just not going fast enough. Why is this not going? Yeah, if you pause the game, obviously nothing happens. You have an 80% chance of creating up to a maximum of 4 per year. That's nice. So we're definitely guaranteed to have enough academic works to level up to the next level. We absolutely have enough students, and we currently have enough attractiveness, but the level after that, we're actually going to need more attractiveness. But we are also, something like... Yeah, we're 10 minutes over already, so I think we're going to stop this here and just continue their university journey tomorrow. Not enough workers, and hilariously enough, there's a residential area right next to it, so I think the overall issue is just we need more residential. Yeah, we just need more population, period. But we're going to get that. We're going to get that. So, yeah, signing off from Lifström. You guys have been great. I've been Zerberus. And again, if you like what you've seen, please feel free to follow me on Twitch or like and subscribe on YouTube. And yeah, I'll see you guys next episode. Cheers.